Welcome to Joe and the Phoenix. I'm Ijoma, but you can call me Joe. I am the torchbearer of reflection. I help people go from pain and frustration to peace through mirror portals. The phoenix is a mythic bird, a bird that emerges from the ashes of the past and emerges victorious eternally. And this is a perfect metaphor for our guest, the Alpha Phoenix, who has been kind enough to share her challenges and turmoils with you so that you too may burn your ashes of the past and emerge victorious. Alpha Phoenix, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, we have worked for the past couple of days on the challenges you described earlier, which were the turmoil from your family and the way that has negatively affected you and affected your peace. How are you feeling now?
Um, I feel good. I feel a lot better. Also there's just been so many things like in a positive way happening in my life, so I just feel that that motivates me as well.
Hmm.
Um, so and and right now I'm like such in a good mood, so I just feel that I'm in my high in my own natural high. So I feel great right now at the moment. In the
Awesome.
past days, I've been meditating and I'm trying to get back into doing my exercises and stuff like that and my routines and I just feel that I'm feeling better from every aspect.
That is amazing news. Even though it seems like a coincidence, and I'd like all of you out there to pay attention to this too. When you feel good, good things happen. When you remind yourself that you are a representative of God, God comes into your life. And the more you think about and focus on good things and the fact that your life is a wonderful blessing, which it truly is, then your reality begins to change. It's very important you all realize this. It is so important for you to focus on the greatest wonderful aspect of yourself. And that is the purpose of the meditation that we have been doing over the past how many days now?
I think it's been about 4 days.
Exactly. You see, the difference between working with mirror portals, which could either be the physical mirror or the internal mirror. You've been using the internal mirror, correct?
Yes, I have because I'm traveling at the moment and I can't carry a mirror with me.
Perfect. So you see, the power of observation works both with a physical mirror and the mirror of imagination, which is the internal mirror. So for those of you that are averse to using mirrors because you think there's some spooky thing about it, don't panic. It's all part of your imagination. The power is not in the mirrors, but in the observer, which is you. The God, the essence of God that is in you. Now tell me something. Do you remember what was really bothering you when we initially started this session?
There was a lot of things bothering me. I think it was a lot feeling very lonely
Mm-hmm.
and still carrying burdens and still carrying guilt and still carrying hurt from family. So there was I wasn't like all over the place, um, but I feel that it's kind of fading away as far as the feeling and emotions that I was feeling in the beginning. But as far as my emotions, I'm feeling kind of neutral right now.
Perfect. Neutral is, I usually equate neutral to the silence of the mind. And the commands we have given you are to silence your mind when your mind begins to infer misconceptions based on your past experiences. I am glad that you have now begun to experience what it is to forgive yourself. Because when you can't forgive yourself, you create that conflict which creates incessant pain that no medication can subdue. So the fact that you've considered forgiving yourself by commanding the subconscious, which 99.9% of the people of the world have no clue about, you are beginning to feel that silence of mind, which is akin to your natural state when you were born. And the more you expose yourself to the real glorious person you are, the less important those negative things will be. And if there's one thing I also remember in a couple of discussions we had before, you said that you are concerned that these negative things will continue to stream to you. Is that something you said earlier? These negative thoughts?
I mean, I remember, yeah, I mentioned that, like, I do keep having negative thoughts or just like lies in my head, or I'm always overthinking, or I'm always thinking of the worst. Yes, it comes and it goes. So sometimes I'm like, oh, you know,
Mm-hmm.
everything's fine. I'm silly, like I'm overthinking. And then the next day, it's like the end of the world for me. I mean, I laugh about it, but like now, right now. But then honestly, it's just very, very hard to explain. But when I am in that bubble,
Yeah.
like I just feel so. Everything just feels so real. Where I'm just like, and it sounds horrible, but I even think of like suicide. That's how
I
bad it gets
understand.
at the
Yes.
moment.
You.
And
Yes.
yeah, and it's just like in a moment where I'm just like, I don't feel that I have anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner.
Yeah.
I'm new. I just in Vegas. I recently just moved a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just so many things that I'm like, okay, well, who do I go to, or if I need to talk to someone, or if I need, just if I just need to sit next to someone to feel that I have someone right there for me. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to run. I don't know, like, and that's when I get trapped and just kind of get in my head and just gotta tell myself like I'm so alone. Um,
But if you
and
remember, but if I'm not mistaken, the last time you felt horrible like that to the depth of ideations of self-destruction, that was 5 days ago, right?
to be exact, actually 6 days ago, last Monday. Today is Sunday.
Okay.
Last Monday.
But ever since we started these affirmations and this power of observation, you haven't been feeling that, have you?
Definitely, I've been waking up lighter, feeling lighter in my like inner me.
Yes.
When I do meditate at night and in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was feeling in my worst last Monday,
Okay.
and I didn't have any medication.
Mm-hmm.
So in me, I'm thinking like, okay, I need to find medication. I don't have insurance right now. Like, how am I gonna do it? But at the end of the day, I just feel that just like really like God gives me an answer and God is there for me, and like God sends me something.
Oh
So
my
when
goodness.
things like that happen, like
Yeah.
I just get like in a like I'm just like I remind myself like, why do I go through all this when I know that I should have more faith and believe in God, and I know that
God will always come
things
through
are
for
gonna
you.
be okay.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And
So
yeah,
long
go ahead.
story short, and to get to my point, is that a lot of things been helping me to feel better, and I know
Yes.
it's not just the medication; it's also the meditation
Yeah.
and the exercises that you tell me to do, and
Absolutely.
then also I'm like changing my ways of things, of routines that I'm doing. I'm starting to exercise too.
Perfect.
So I think overall everything is making me feel better and is helping me.
For all those of you, however, that do take medication right now, I'm not necessarily advocating that you should cancel medication or that you should stop medication or you shouldn't take medication. You should always follow the prescription and recommendations for your doctor, because what we're doing is spiritual, and this can work side by side with medication and advice of your doctor. But the important thing to know is that even though you're taking medication, and if you're taking your medication right now, whatever you're doing for yourself, as far as aligning yourself with your personal truth, it's not going to affect or damage the effects of your medication. But eventually you will find that you will gradually no longer need medication because you are aligning yourself with the truth of who you are. The medication is good because when you're in a situation where you have no clue why you have the conflict, turmoil, and pain within you, what that medication does essentially is it deals with the symptoms, but it doesn't deal or address the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the fact that you have sustained a misconception of yourself. For example, the fact that you're lonely, you attach that to being not worthy of love or not worthy of being in a relationship. Sometimes people have that misconception. I'm not necessarily saying that's you in this case. And then sometimes when family and friends betray you and do not encourage you, you can't help inferring that you are less than the glorious person you are. So you have to continuously restore and renew the knowledge and the truth of who you are to counter these negative experiences.
And
Yes.
you know, the last time we were talking about this, you mentioned, I mentioned that when I was in my days where I was meditating a lot and I was doing the exercise you were telling me, and I was feeling great, and I wasn't taking any medication. I think it's overall everything that helps me because I've been um, without medication or ever even touched medication before,
Yes.
and I felt great just meditating and just being on it.
Perfect.
So I think once like my life starts getting a little bit more eased up, where I don't feel too stressful in my life, and I'm following my meditation and my exercises and stuff like that, then I start feeling better, and then all of a sudden I just also feel beautiful again, and I feel that okay, life is good now and everything's great. But then when something just goes wrong, or I start feeling lonely again, or things happen, then I kind of just drop again. So I know I feel better without medication.
But let me study a timeline here because I'd like to actually uh, get some clarity on your experience, further clarity rather, on what you're going through. When we spoke about, I think you've been meditating for the last 4 days, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that was, you started meditating after
Like,
that really deep period on Monday, which at that point you were still on medication, even though you were feeling miserable. Am I correct?
yes, on Monday I was feeling miserable, and well, actually 2 days before that, or a few days before that, but Monday
Yeah.
was the worst.
And on that Monday, you were still on your medication at that point, correct?
That's when I started that evening.
Okay, that's when you started that evening. Good.
And then I started meditating
Mhm.
like 2 days after that, like
2 days after
Wednesday.
that. So when did you start feeling better? After you started taking the medication or after you did the meditation?
Then I meditated that night,
Okay,
and the next day I woke up just feeling a lot better.
perfect,
So
perfect. So once again, yes, if you're taking medication, please take it. Follow your doctor's prescription. I'm not advocating that you ignore your doctor's recommendation. Medication will affect changes within you, but medication does nothing about your physical surroundings. When you can adhere to the truth of who you are and the presence of God and His power to make things right for you, that's when not only do you feel good within, but things around you that you seemingly have no connection to start to work in your favor. I'm not going to share your personal business, but if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken, there was something you were very concerned about, and we're not going to talk about it here, but when you came back home today, things worked out just the way you hoped they would. Am I correct?
yes, I won't get into it yet, but
Yeah.
I was very, very worried about something, and
Yep.
and 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 doubling the exercise that you had me do, the countdown,
Yep.
the inner mirror. um, so it would put me in so much peace after, because
Peace.
I was just nervous and like just concerned and worry about things. And then I realized that once I started meditating, I did feel in peace and I did feel more relaxed. And then in the morning today, I woke up super worried, and before I got back home, and I was just overthinking so many things. And then I said, you know what? Where is my faith? Like, I need to just,
Exactly.
pray, meditate, do my exercise. And then I just closed my eyes. I started meditating. And inside of me, I just told myself, you know what? I have to tell myself everything's going to be okay. And I am just overthinking things. And I got home, and then everything was just completely fine.
Wonderful.
And then I'm just feeling good now for doing my meditation in the morning and just believing and having, that faith where I felt that I let it go, those thoughts, I just let it
Absolutely.
go, and I said, you know what, let go and let God. And I just felt that.
Let go and let God. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
so I had a peace in me.
So for
Yes.
so for those of you listening, so
And let
what
it
is
go.
here's the balance. Is it the
Sorry, repeat
medication?
that again.
Oh no, no, I'm making a declaration for people listening to us.
Okay.
I said
Yeah.
for those of you listening, here's the balance. Could it be the medication, which we all know will do nothing about is going on in your real life, but only will probably work on the chemical balance in your mind? Or is it your adherence to the truth? The fact that you are a representative of God, and that when you think and feel good, not only do things feel good inside, but things around you change to your favor. I am willing to wager that it is faith and meditation that makes you feel good within and changes your circumstances. For the control of your reality is your choice. It is your gift from God to make your life right and pleasant. It's the journey of excellence, and it is your guarantee of success moving forward. I want to thank you
Yes.
very, very much, Alpha Phoenix. I know I think you have a trip to another part of the world coming up, so I don't want to keep
Yes.
you. I don't want to keep you tied down here today, but I thank you very much for
Um,
sharing this progress. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
yeah, actually, can I share a quote of the day?
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
That I actually, when I was feeling just, just not, when I was just thinking so much and not feeling in peace.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because I went to Chat GPT and I just asked for a beautiful quote,
Okay.
and I thought it was great, and I just share it with you guys, and
Okay.
hopefully somebody else will also feel great about it. But it says, within you lies a sacred light, a quiet power that births new life, new
Wow.
dreams, and new beginnings. Trust the whispers of your soul. They are the universe speaking directly to your heart.
Wow. Coming from AI, that's scary, but that is so
It
true.
is, right? It
That is
is.
so true. It's a whole new world
But
now.
it was exactly what I needed to hear, because I was praying to God and I was telling him, quiet my mind, like, tell me, like, what do I need to hear? And just by hearing these, like, listen to the whispers of the universe, it fits so perfect for what I was going through at the moment. So I wanted to share this with everybody, and hopefully it also will help someone else to feel in peace.
Absolutely. Remember, ChatGPT draws from the best advice and best practices from all over the world. ChatGPT and all these AI language models, I think that's what they call them, they,
Yeah.
they draw information from the best teachers of the world. And if this philosophy comes from that source, it's always a good thing. So it's
Yes.
really, really great to hear that. When it comes to you feeling lonely, and that happens from time to time, to not only you, to a lot of people. There's a special counsel I will deliver for that. You need to understand that there are two sides to every experience. When you feel pain in loneliness, that is because you're taking your mind off the beauty in solitude. So when you are able to understand and appreciate the solitude and conquer it, and realize that you being alone for a short period doesn't mean that your life is a life of absence of the warmth and presence of others. When you can now appreciate it for what it really is, a moment of solitude for you to reassess and re-understand the joy and the glory of who you are, that is when you're now able to glow in that solitude and you will attract people to you. So the real most important point I'd like to close with is, if there's anything that is hurting you now, that both you or anybody listening understand that that pain is for you to learn to overcome it, not by external factors, not by external companionship, not by external changes, but internal recognition of who you truly are. Once you can do that and feel peace and joy even within your lack or perceived lack, you will find that you will conquer your circumstances and draw to yourself all you truly desire. Anything else you'd like to share before we go?
No, that's pretty much it for today.
Well, hey, I'm glad you're feeling better. We're going to recap very soon. I understand you want to bring a guest along with you when we speak again. I look forward to that if that's possible. And for you all, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Alpha Phoenix, Joe and the Alpha Phoenix, bringing the clarity of peace that comes from burning away the ashes of your past and bursting into glory and joy, the glory of the Phoenix, now and forevermore. Peace and blessings.